A blessing was delayed because heaven was protecting you from the wrong hands. My beloved child, listen carefully and stay till the end. Something powerful is unfolding around you right now, and it's not by accident. What seemed like a delay was never denial, it was divine protection cloaked in disguise. Don't skip, because the truth you're about to hear will shift your entire understanding of timing. Heaven saw movements you couldn't see. Conversations you were never meant to hear. Hands reaching for what was yours but with intentions darker than they appeared. And so, heaven paused your blessing, not to punish you, but to keep it untouched by corruption. There were people smiling at you while secretly plotting how to use your gift for themselves. Their energy carried envy, and their hearts carried greed. You wondered why things slowed down, why doors suddenly locked, but it was all a higher intervention. Every rejection was actually a redirection, preparing your blessing for cleaner hands, your hands. Don't skip, stay with me, because the next part will reveal why you were chosen for this exact delay. You see, there's a sacred rhythm to divine timing. If heaven gave it to you earlier, it would have been stolen, misused, or destroyed by those who never wanted to see you rise. They waited for your exhaustion, but what they didn't know is that heaven was waiting for their exit. Now that certain energies are out of your path, your atmosphere is clearer. The clouds that once blocked your vision are dissolving. You are standing in the space between almost and arrived. And this time, nothing and no one will be able to touch what's coming for you. Archangel Michael says the reason for your delay was safety, not silence. He stepped in between you and those who wanted to drain your destiny. He carried your blessing away from their reach and placed it in heaven's vault, marked with your name. Only now, as balance has been restored, will that vault open again. Don't move, keep listening, because your next chapter begins when this message ends. You're entering a season where every "no" you cried over turns into a "yes" you didn't expect. The job that slipped away, the relationship that ended, the opportunity that paused, it's all coming back upgraded. Heaven didn't take it away, heaven refined it. The people who mocked your faith will soon witness what divine delay really means. They thought you lost, but you were being recalibrated for longevity, not speed. Fast blessings fade, prepared ones last forever. And you, my child, were being shaped for something that can't collapse under pressure. Archangel Michael says your patience built the foundation your blessing needs to stand on. Each sleepless night, every unanswered prayer, it was fuel for your future stability. Heaven doesn't just give blessings, it gives protection plans attached to them. And yours was crafted in silence to keep you undefeated. Stay till the end, because this is the turning point. The moment you release resentment for the delay, the flow begins again. Every hour of waiting is about to make sense in one single moment of breakthrough. It's closer than your next sunrise. Your blessing was too big to be rushed. It needed the right people, the right energy, and the right version of you. Heaven saw when you would be ready, and that moment has arrived. The delay was a shield, and now the shield is lifting. You will soon understand why certain connections fell apart. They weren't meant to share the table where your feast is served. They would have turned it into famine if heaven didn't intervene. Now, the table is set only for those aligned with your purpose. Don't skip this part, it carries confirmation. A message, a sign, or an opportunity is about to resurface from nowhere. It's not random, it's the same blessing returning after purification. When it shows up, you'll feel peace, not confusion. You're not late, you're right on heaven's schedule. Every delay was the divine editing room working in your favor. While you thought nothing was happening, your story was being rewritten with precision. And the new script guarantees victory. Archangel Michael says, "Stand firm. The blessing is safe now. No evil eye, no false friend, no manipulation can snatch it anymore. Heaven placed invisible guards around your destiny, and they've been standing watch. That's why the waiting was worth it." The truth is, delays are not punishment, they're protection in motion. They save you from betrayal disguised as opportunity. They guard you from partnerships built on hidden envy. They stop you from sitting at tables where you'd be the main course, not the guest. So breathe, my child. Everything you lost in confusion is returning in clarity. Every tear that fell in silence is now watering your new beginning. You were never forgotten, you were being fortified. Don't move yet, this moment is sacred. Heaven has already released the signal. The next few days will carry undeniable shifts, doors reopening, calls returning, hearts softening. And this time, nothing will delay it again. You will see names resurface, but your spirit will instantly know who's safe and who's not. That inner knowing is your divine compass, trust it. Because heaven didn't protect you this long for you to fall back into the same traps. Your wisdom is now your new armor. You're being elevated quietly. No announcements, no crowds, no chaos, just peace and precision. Heaven moves silently before it moves suddenly. And your sudden moment is now standing at your door. Stay till the end, this ending carries a promise. Everything aligned for your purpose will begin to chase you. You won't have to beg, force, or prove, the right things will simply flow. Because what's meant for you can't miss you anymore. The blessing that was delayed was being polished for your maturity. You've grown, healed, and released too much to go backward. Now your reward carries your new reflection. Stronger, wiser, radiant. This is divine timing in its purest form. Your chapter opens tonight, quietly but powerfully. You'll feel it in your heart before you see it in your hands. Because blessings always arrive in the spirit before they appear in reality. And yours is landing as you listen. My beloved child, stay with me, don't look away. What you felt as abandonment was actually divine surveillance. Heaven stationed its angels at the borders of your destiny to keep unworthy hands from crossing over. You were never left behind, you were being guarded behind the veil. The silence you heard was not emptiness, it was strategy. While you cried over missed calls and unanswered messages, heaven was rearranging the room. People who claimed to support you were secretly negotiating your downfall. That's why the blessing had to pause, it needed an audience shift before its arrival. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because the revelation begins now. There was a conversation about you that heaven overheard and instantly blocked. They wanted access to your light but had no intention of honoring your source. So heaven delayed the gift to protect the giver, you. Every delay that made you anxious was heaven's firewall. Every disappointment was divine encryption. Your destiny was too valuable to be stored in unsafe hands. That's why nothing worked when certain people were involved. It wasn't malfunction, it was protection. You thought heaven forgot, but heaven was filtering. Filtering out greed, jealousy, imitation, and manipulation. Only those aligned with truth could be allowed near your harvest. That's why the soil had to be cleared before your seed could grow. Now listen closely. Archangel Michael says the hands that tried to reach your blessing were already cursed by deceit. If heaven didn't delay it, your peace would have been poisoned. So he stepped in, not to slow you down, but to save your spirit. Stay till the end, because this part marks the turning of your season. The tables have turned in silence. Those who tried to block you are now blocked themselves. The same walls that once kept your blessing out are now locking your enemies out. What was delayed will now arrive multiplied. You will soon witness divine irony. The very people who mocked your waiting will need your mercy. Because heaven doesn't forget loyalty, it rewards it in public after testing it in private. Your quiet endurance was heaven's greatest evidence. Every tear you shed was a signature of authenticity. It proved your faith wasn't performance, it was survival. And heaven never ignores survival stories, it amplifies them. That's why your next breakthrough will silence entire rooms. Don't move, my child, your confirmation is coming. The blessing is on its way, escorted by divine authority. No human approval, no handshake, no favor required this time. Because what's meant for you now comes with heaven's seal, not man's signature. There was a reason nothing could be rushed. Your name was being rewritten in the records of heaven, not in the opinions of people. You were being promoted in dimensions your enemies can't access. That's why they suddenly lost interest, they couldn't follow you anymore. Archangel Michael says your waiting season created invisible wings. You are not walking into your blessing, you are ascending into it. Every delay carved new strength into your spirit. Now you rise without needing to explain your elevation. Stay till the end, because the final part of this story is your rebirth. You're about to realize that heaven didn't delay your blessing, it delayed your exposure. Because not every crowd can handle divine authenticity. You are meant to be revealed, not displayed. There is a stillness coming, followed by sudden acceleration. The things that once resisted you will now recognize you. Your energy has shifted, even closed doors will feel it and open automatically. Because heaven's timing doesn't negotiate, it commands. You're entering a timeline where everything unfolds without friction. Where the people meant for you will find you without confusion. Where the opportunities meant for you will align without chasing. Because your vibration now matches your preparation. My child, your story has always been divinely timed. The pauses were protection, the pain was purification, and the peace is proof. Now heaven moves without hesitation. Your blessing has cleared every checkpoint, it's inbound. And when it arrives, you'll understand why it had to take this long. Because a premature blessing becomes a burden. But a protected one becomes a legacy. Yours is the ladder, crafted, preserved, and sealed for eternal impact. Stay anchored in faith. Keep your heart steady, your energy clean, and your circle light. The delay is officially over. And what's next is not a blessing, it's restoration. My beloved child, take a deep breath and listen closely. This moment you're standing in, it's not random. It's the very moment heaven had been waiting for to release what was yours all along. Don't skip, because the next few words will align your spirit with the miracle already on its way. The air around you feels lighter because the warfare is over. What was once blocked is now being delivered with divine precision. Every ounce of pain you endured has turned into power. And now the same angels who guarded your blessing are escorting it directly into your life. You'll feel the shift before you see it. A peace will wash over you suddenly, the kind that doesn't need explanation. That's heaven whispering, it's time. The delay has expired, the gate has opened. Don't move, stay till the end, because this part is sacred. Archangel Michael says your name has been spoken in the courts of heaven. A final approval was stamped in your favor when you thought the waiting was endless. Now every energy that tried to block you has lost jurisdiction. There was a hidden countdown over your life that only heaven knew. It wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Heaven needed your faith to mature, your discernment to sharpen, your strength to settle. Now that it has, the delivery can finally begin. The blessing that was delayed has been multiplied. You're not getting back what you lost, you're getting back more than what you asked for. Because heaven compensates, it doesn't just replace. It gives interest on every silent tear and every night you stayed faithful. Listen carefully. In the next few days, watch for strange alignments, calls from forgotten names. Emails that feel like destiny knocking. Or people mentioning your name in rooms you've never entered. That's not coincidence, it's divine orchestration. The energy around your destiny is now magnetic. Everything that belongs to you is being summoned home. Jobs, relationships, opportunities, abundance. They've been waiting for this spiritual green light to reach you. Archangel Michael says, heaven's delay was your shield, not your punishment. Those who tried to manipulate your path are now witnessing the protection they could never penetrate. Your name is cleansed of false projections. Your atmosphere is free from interference. Don't skip, stay anchored. This next season will look like sudden blessings, but they've been building quietly for years. Heaven hid your progress so the wrong eyes couldn't sabotage it. Now, the veil lifts, and your light shines without apology. The same angels who carried your prayers are now carrying your results. They move swiftly and silently, placing miracles where pain once lived. You'll find that what once hurt now helps. What once delayed now delivers. The people who left you in silence will soon speak your name with awe. Not because you proved them wrong, but because heaven did. Every insult, every betrayal, every closed door. They were ingredients for the revelation now unfolding in your favor. My beloved, this is the calm before manifestation. The winds are shifting quietly, bringing your answers disguised as ordinary moments. Pay attention to timing, to intuition, to that inner warmth in your chest. That's heaven signaling that what's yours is near. You don't need to chase anymore. You don't need to beg, perform, or prove. Heaven is not testing you, it's trusting you. You've passed every unseen trial. Now, divine speed takes over. Things that once took months will happen in days. People who once doubted you will seek your advice. The blessing that was delayed has learned your name by heart, it cannot miss you anymore. Archangel Michael says, when heaven moves, no force can undo it. The documents, the approvals, the reunions, the breakthroughs, all are aligning in secret. Don't be surprised when miracles appear in ordinary packaging. Heaven prefers quiet entrances before loud victories. Stay till the end, because this ending isn't an ending, it's ignition. Your story has shifted dimensions. You're not in waiting anymore, you're in receiving. The spiritual embargo over your blessings has been lifted. Every person who mishandled your heart is now being shown the cost of their actions. But heaven doesn't need revenge, it gives revelation. Your elevation is their awakening. Because heaven never protects one by destroying another, it teaches through divine justice. Now, breathe deeply. This peace you feel, it's confirmation, not coincidence. You've stepped into a realm where no word against you can stand. And every silent seed of faith is about to bloom before your eyes. Heaven's protection has now transitioned into release. Your hands will soon touch what your heart has been carrying in prayer. The same blessing you cried for in secret will now arrive in the open. And when it does, it will not only bless you, it will heal generations. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, not as a guardian of delay, but as a witness of fulfillment. He watched the struggle, the tears, the breaking, and now he watches your becoming. The waiting was long, but the glory will be longer. This is your divine confirmation. The gates are open. The path is cleared. The blessing has found its rightful owner, you. My beloved child, stay close, this is the final revelation. You have reached the end of the waiting, the breaking, and the silence. The storm has passed, and heaven is opening the sky above you. Don't move, because this part carries the prophecy that seals your next chapter. You survived what was designed to silence you. You rose when others thought you'd disappear quietly. But the truth is, heaven was rewriting your story while the world was sleeping on your name. And now, it's time for divine unveiling. The blessing that was delayed has found its coordinates again. Every obstacle, every betrayal, every loss, it was part of a higher equation that ends in your favor. You weren't being punished, you were being positioned. And today, the position shifts in your direction. Don't skip, stay with me, because Archangel Michael has spoken your name aloud in the light. He says, the delay is over. The covering remains. The reward begins. Every angel that once guarded your promise now stands ready to deliver it. This is the moment when everything starts to make sense. Heaven hid you because premature exposure would have destroyed your peace. Now, you are stepping out hidden no longer, but crowned with endurance. The same silence that once felt unbearable now becomes your greatest weapon. Because silence birthed strength, and strength births destiny. You are not who you were when the waiting began. You have transformed into the vessel that your blessing needed. Heaven couldn't deliver a gift that outweighed your capacity, so it expanded your soul first. Now, the container matches the content. The atmosphere around you has changed frequency. You'll notice that people respond differently, doors open faster. And time itself seems to bend in your favor. That's the signature of divine acceleration. it means the release has begun. Archangel Michael says, those who mishandled you will now watch heaven handle you. You won't need to fight or explain. Your elevation will be your only reply. Because when heaven restores, it does it in full view of those who doubted. Stay till the end. This prophecy carries layers of truth meant only for your spirit. The delay was heaven's fingerprint, not man's interference. It marked what was yours so no imitation could steal it. That's why every attempt against you failed before it reached your doorstep. The enemies who thought they won were only rehearsing your testimony. They spoke too soon, and heaven heard it all. Now the story flips, what they buried will resurrect in beauty. Because what's divine can never stay hidden forever. You will see things align effortlessly. An old opportunity returning with new power. A dream you gave up on suddenly revived. And a message, a meeting, or a face will remind you that heaven never forgot. My child, this is not a random restoration, it's a prophetic one. Every delayed moment was recorded, and now the release is multiplied. You'll find peace where there used to be pressure. Clarity where there used to be confusion. And abundance where there used to be anxiety. Archangel Michael stands beside you, sword lowered in peace. He declares, it is done. The blessing is safe. The time is now. The war for your destiny is over, and you have won without realizing it. Heaven fought battles you never saw, and now you walk freely on conquered ground. Don't skip this last part, because this is your activation. Lift your head, even if tears fall. The season of survival ends tonight, the season of overflow begins at dawn. Heaven's vault opens, and what was withheld is being released in waves. You'll notice divine repetitions, numbers, songs, words, faces. Each one a signal that your new chapter has started. You'll feel peace instead of panic, stillness instead of struggle. That's the mark of a blessing that has finally landed.